Good morning, happy May Day. A little delay. I was trying again to do this with the laptop. It wasn't working. So hopefully something's happening now and you can see me and hear me. Not sure who's going to join in today. Yes. Oh, I'm looking at the screen and it makes because of where the camera is on this. I'm not looking in the right direction. So I've got to learn to look at the camera and not the screen. So hopefully you can see me. Hi Jane, good morning. So I have had some feedback that it's easier for some people to follow what I'm doing using their televisions, and if you pop over to my YouTube channel, which I'll post this video up to afterwards, then we can you can I'm getting all my words mixed up now. You can find the channel on YouTube and play the videos so you can get me on a big screen, which is maybe easier for some of you if you're struggling to watch on a small device, especially if you're doing this on your phone. So if you do go over to YouTube, I'll put a link up after this video so that you can get directly there. If you want to, you can just search Sharon Elizabeth Mead. And if you hit subscribe, you'll be notified as soon as any new videos are posted up on there. It's really great if you can do that and give me a thumbs up and drop some comments and things like that, because the more interaction I get, then the more likelihood YouTube might recommend what I'm doing to somebody else watching something similar. So yeah, that's a plug for my YouTube, please. It's hello team, good morning. How are you? It's actually blowing a hoolie up here today, so you might hear a few creaks and groans that aren't me. It's the garden room I'm working in. When the wind comes from a certain direction, it makes some strange noises, but it's not blown away yet, so we're quite happy. But we might get a groan or a creak. Tubbs is out here with me, a bit disgusted. You just saw her diving around the corner. A bit disgusted by the weather. I opened the door for her to go out and she took one look and turned around and came back in again. Luckily I got the grass cut yesterday. Well, I've got to clean the shepherd's hut out this afternoon, which will probably be raining then, but I'd like to get it done because I've got a busy week this week with the election for police and commissioner that I'm working on Thursday. We don't have any bookings in at the moment for next weekend, but people tend to book last minute. And I'm not going to have time to sort it out towards the end of this week, so I should be up there doing that today. The good news on that is the chap we had in this weekend has already rebooked to come back to us in July, which is fab. I think it's our first repeat booking. He just wanted some headspace, somewhere with a big sky above him to chill out and obviously enjoy yourself because he's coming back. So that's great news. Andy's tinkering around in the Bentley shed at the moment on my motorbike, if anyone wonders what he's up to. We shouldn't get any interruptions. It's bank holiday, apart from a random egg customer who's decided to do some baking or something today. That should be it. So no couriers, hopefully. Right, we are going to do some balance work today. So I'll have quite a long warm-up session with some balance work, and then we are going to do our Shibashi set. Morning Lynn, thanks for joining in. Right, we will start with standard warm-up. Make sure you've got your water handy. Hopefully you've got a good view of me. Chair for in a minute. Can you see my feet? Yeah, I think you can see my feet. Okay, so relax, slow that breathing down, feet hip bone distance apart, facing forwards. Adjust your clothing, get comfortable. And we're just going to start by moving the head from right to left. Gently stretching as far as you can comfortably turn that head, keeping the shoulders down and relaxed. Slowing that breathing. Drop the chin down, rotate through the front, looking from one side. rotating round, back to the other, gently stretching through the back of the neck. Bring the head to centre and keeping the head still looking forwards. You're going to look up with the eyes, down, right and left. Try and keep that head as still as possible as you move the eyes through all four corners of the compass points. Up, down, right and left. One more. Right and left. Waking those eyes up. Bring the shoulders up to the ears and let them drop. Bring them up. Let them drop. One more. Coming up and down. Then one shoulder at a time. Up and down. Up and down. Lift the shoulder close to the ear as you can get it. Start to free up those shoulders. Whole arm circling round and forwards. Doesn't matter which arm. And do 3 circles forwards. And then 3 coming back. And the other arm going forwards first. Whole arm. 3 circles round to the front. And then 3 coming back. Hands to the front of the shoulder blades. You're going to circle the elbow forward and around. So imagine you're drawing a circle with that elbow and then circle it back. So think about what the elbow's doing. Trying to get as much rotation as you can in that shoulder. Changing arms forward and around. And then back. Drop the arms to the side. We're going to swing them around the torso. So brisk swing of the arms. Tap the front of the shoulders and tap your bottom behind. Swinging those arms. Then we're going to stretch the sides next. So we're reaching up to the sky and down to the floor. Big stretch up, pushing down and reaching up. I just see my hands gone off the screen. Step back a little bit. Turn the head to the side, looking up towards that top hand. And change sides. So a big push up, straightening the arm. Push down. Holding it for a couple of breaths. And one more to each side. Stretching the sides of the body, thinking long and tall. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Reaching up, pushing down. Drop the arms, stretching across the chest, pulling back. Here my cockerels are cockadoodling. The 2 new boys are getting on really well. Drop the arms. And the other side. Bow and arrow stretch, stretch across that chest, pointing the finger, looking down the long arm. One more to each side. So again, make sure you're not holding your breath. Just slowly breathing throughout that stretch. And the other side. Long. Drop the arms. Going to bring your hands to the front. Soft elbows, soft wrists. Circle both hands in. Keeping the hands relaxed. Slight curve to the fingers. Then circle them back the other way. So trying to just move at the wrist. It's not that easy. Hold the elbows as still as you can. Then make 2 fists and we'll circle the wrists again. So this time we'll circle both hands to the right. So both wrists go in the same way. And then back the other way. still the hands with the knuckles facing away from you. So make sure the shoulders are relaxed and down, soft elbows, good strong straight wrists. Stretch those fingers out. So wide as you can. Back into fists to release. And a big stretch of the fingers. So imagine I'm pulling each finger out of its socket, trying to get them as long as possible. Tugging the fingers away from you, back into fists, and then one more big stretch. Now think wide between the thumb and the little finger. As much width in those hands as you can. Really big stretch. Release the hands. You can turn the right hand palm up. Gently pull back on those fingers, stretching out the inner wrist. Take a couple of breaths and then change sides. Pulling back on the fingers, straighten the arm, bring the arm lower or higher wherever you need to feel the stretch in the inner wrist. Heels of the hands coming behind you, pushing down and out, kidney wiping. So you're moving those shoulders, pushing down and out. Try and do about a dozen of these. Just start to warm the lower back up. Encourage the blood into that area. And drop the hands. Circle the waist. So feet staying flat to the floor. You've got an imaginary hula hoop going around one way. As big a circle as you can manage. And then take it back the other way. Starting to work those ankles now. Down to the knees. Give the knees a really good rub. A bit closer in and around the knee joint. Look towards the floor so you're not straining the back of the neck. Warm those knees up. Then if your knees are okay with it, we're going to circle both knees inwards. Keeping the feet flat to the floor. If this is at all uncomfortable, then just keep rubbing those knees. Then circle them out. Then keeping the fingers to the knees, you're going to look up to the right, back through the centre, look left. Going from one side to the other. Do a couple more. And standing up. Right, now I'm going to warm up those ankles. Going to lift the heel up, keeping the ball joints of the foot on the floor. Circle that ankle round. Circle it one way. Oh, I've got a hair in my mouth. That's very annoying. And then circle it back the other way. I know when people are copying me, if I scratch my nose, you scratch your nose. Concentrating so much. Drop that heel down, then the other side. Circling the ankle. Getting a few Rice Krispies in that ankle joint. Then back the other way. Drop the heel down. Going to take the right foot half a step forward. Then you're going to lift from the toes back up onto that heel for a little bit of a calf stretch. Drop the toes to release, and we're going to do it again. Lifting up. Release it down. One more. Coming up onto the back of the foot, feeling the stretch in the calf. And back down. Turn the whole leg to the side. So it's really important here the knees facing the same way as the foot. Gonna lift the toes again, coming up onto that heel. Working the back of the leg up into the buttock. You also find the one on the standing leg will switch on as well. Lower the foot. And again, coming up. Take a couple of breaths, release it down. Last one. Stretching that leg out. Release it down. Step back, same with the other foot. So about half a step forward, wherever you need to get a calf stretch. Bringing those toes up. And lowering down. And again. Bring them up. Lower it down. One more. Starting to wake up those feet. Wake up the calf muscles. Bring it down. Turn the foot and knee to the side, so the whole leg's turning in hip joint. Pelvis stays facing forwards, knees going out to the side as you lift those toes. Feel the back of the leg switch on into the glute. And again, lift it up, hold it for a breath or two. Lower down. And one more. Lowering down. Come back to facing forwards. We're going to do some heel raises just to keep working those calves a bit. So as you breathe in, you're going to come up onto the toes. And then we're going to drop it down and come straight back up. So down and up. Down and up. Down and up. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop those heels down. We're going to bring the heels together. So make sure your feet aren't too far apart. Looking at quite a small V, but you're going to keep those heels clamped together. So working up into the buttocks as you come up again. So heels pressed together. Keep it up there. And we'll drop down again for 10. 1, 2, 3. Keep pressing those heels together. 4, 5, 6, 7. Heels together. 8, 9, 10. Release it down. So you should feel your calves starting to work, especially if you've been doing a lot of sitting around this weekend. Okay, feet facing forwards again. Give them a little wiggle, and then we're going to do heel raises to the front. So you're going to bring a heel up, get into that standing leg, tap with the opposite hand. Go from one side to the other. Heel tap. So do a few of these. And then you're going to start to bring the heel up behind you. Now it doesn't matter if you don't reach the heel to tap, as long as you move the hand to the general direction. The more you do of it, the better you'll get. Okay, feet to the floor. I'm going to finish off by marching through those feet. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Outside foot, inside foot, inside foot. Now if you usually lead with your right foot, which I usually do, you're going to start this with your left. So whichever your dominant leg is, you can start with the other one. You're going to go toe, toe, heel, heel. Out, out, in, in. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Out, out, in, in. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Out, in, in. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Out, out, in, in. That's it. That's our warm up. Who else is on there? Hi, Chris. Saw somebody else pop up. Right. So, next step, we're going to do a little bit of balance work. The whole reason I got into doing this in the first place was looking at preventing falls, trips, and general avoidable damage that occurs in older age. So although this can be done by anyone and it is beneficial to anyone, if you feel you don't necessarily need to work on your balance too much, learning the Shibashi set that we'll do in a minute is such a handy thing to get into your brain, so you can use it further down the line. It's something you can pick up if you've had an injury or something and you can't do your usual exercise, or you're recuperating from some kind of operation or medical procedure. This is something you can do as part of your recovery, something you can do seated to start with, and as your strength improves, if you've learned the moves and the order they come in, or you've got your little list for the order they come in, it's something you can switch to as a maintenance to keep you going. So although for some people, if you're really, really mega fit, you might think, oh, that's way too easy. It isn't easy at all. It's not easy to get right. It's not easy to keep slow, and it has so much benefits for your balance. So we're going to think about balance today. If you are struggling with your balance, always have a chair handy to grab hold of. You might find some of these you can do practicing holding onto the side of the sink or a worktop, anything like that. Always have that there for security if you know you're going to need it. Also, with some of the balance things we do, you don't have to go straight into bringing a knee up. It's great if you can, it's great if you can balance with a knee up, but if that's too much and you're really struggling on the balance, just start by shifting the weight into your standing leg and coming up, raising it up onto the ball joints of the toes of the foot. So still keeping the foot to the ground, you've got that balance, and just coming off and off it slightly more till you're looking at just your sock touching the floor before you come into bringing that knee up. So there's always lower variations. It's all just as beneficial. You work to whatever level you're comfortable with. Okay, we're going to start feet facing forwards. Now this is kind of a practice for bouncing a ball, except this time we're doing the same arm and knee. So what we're going to do is shift the weight into the standing leg as you bring up a knee and the arm at the same time. Push down with the opposite arm and hold that for a breath. Release it down, shifting the weight. So as you bring that foot down, lower the arm, shift the weight over, bring the opposite knee up and hand. Push down with that arm. So we're going to move from one side to the other quite slowly. Drop the foot down. So breath in as you bring the arm and knee up. Breathe out. And in. And then on that second out breath, you're going to lower it back down. Changing sides. Breathing in. So you're aiming for a right angle in the leg. The foreleg just dangling, that foot dangling. Hand and palm up. Pushing down with the other hand. Changing sides. Breathing in. And out. And in. And then on that second out breath, change sides. Breathing in, bringing that leg and hand up, pushing down with the other hand. So we're looking at quite rigid, strong arms for this. Changing sides. Breathing in. And out. And in. And out. So if you've got a chair either side of you for balance, you take in your in breath and you're probably standing something like this. Just tips of the fingers resting is just enough to reassure you that you're not going to fall over. And the other side. Holding it for a breath. Changing sides. one more to each side because I'm sure it all looks beautiful, controlled and calm. And the other side. So we're starting to work on our balance. So again, if you're struggling with this, not using a chair, just come up so the toes are resting on the ground. Work up to it. Looking at just the toes balancing. Right, next one. We are going to turn the feet out to the side slightly. A little bit of a wider stance. Feet facing out. We're going to lower the body down like we start to in the Shibashi set. So warming ourselves up for this. Gentle tilt back of the pelvis. Have a check. Make sure as you've lowered down, the knees are still back behind the toes. Going to take a breath in as you cross the hands, bringing them up in front of you. Then as you breathe out, you're going to take the hands to the side, shift the weight into a standing leg, and bring that leg up. Breathe in. Try and straighten that leg. Breathe out as you bring the leg in, lowering everything back down. So you should end up back in that squat, thinking about the pelvis. Keep the torso straight. Going to take a breath in, other leg. It's coming up. It's dangling. Then you're going to try and straighten that leg. Bring it back in. Lower it down. Breathing in. So as that leg comes up, it's pointing out to the side. Arms out, straighten the leg. Bring it back in. Lower it down. Now if it's difficult straightening the leg at all, miss that bit out if you want to. So just stay here holding that balance for a breath. You need to take the leg lower to straighten it. Bring it in and come back. Leg up. So if you can, get it as high as possible. It will really work the top of the leg. And back. Breathing in. Pushing that heel away, straightening the leg. Bring it back in, coming back. So we'll do a couple of lower movements now for those of you who need to. Going to cross the arms, breathing in. Now if you want to just come up onto the toes, you're still shifting the weight, and then hands to the side. And just hold that for a couple of breaths. Lower the heel down. Drop the knees, pelvis back. Changing sides. So standing strong into the standing leg as you bring the arms out. And just keep the toes resting on the ground. Lower the heel. Now if you can, you're going to bring the knee up just so it's off the ground, slightly bent. Straighten the leg, bring it back, lower it down. Other side, just off the ground. Doesn't matter how high that knee's going. Straighten the leg, bring it back, lower it down. What you're aiming for is that knee coming up to a right angle. Stretch the leg out. Bring it back in, lower it down. And the other side. Coming up. Straightening it out. Bringing it back. Lowering down. So whichever level you're working at, doesn't matter. We're all looking at although you're doing stuff with the moving leg, it's the balanced leg that's getting that workout, keeping you nice and strong, strengthening up all the muscles in and around that ankle joint, so that if you do have a trip or a fall and the ankle's asked to do something it's not used to doing, then by practicing this, practicing getting some strength into that ankle, it won't be such a shock for it. Hopefully it'll do less damage and recover quicker. That's the theory. Okay, now we are going to, what else was I going to do with you? Yes, I remember. Okay, feet facing forwards now. And we're going to do the round the clock face. So those of you who've done Pilates with Karen will know this. You're going to come up with one knee. And making sure that pelvis is tucked back and you're nice and long through the front. So think the chest's being pulled up. We're not trying to not work. If it's hurting in your lower back at all, you need to adjust your position and take it down a notch. Okay, so if it helps you to think about what the pelvis is up to, keep your hands front and back on the pelvis as you bring that knee up. If you're comfortable that the pelvis is in the right position, then bring the hands out to the side. And what you're going to do is toe tap in front of you. So you're just going to bring the toe down and back up. That's 12 o'clock. Now move the legs slightly, tap down at 1 o'clock. And move again, tap down at 2 o'clock. And 3 o'clock. And 4 o'clock. Tapping slightly behind you now. 5 o'clock. Knee up. 6 o'clock, straight back. Knee up. And if you can, 7 o'clock, slightly round the back. Bringing the knee back up. Lower it down, changing sides. Just said no deliveries, got a white van turn up. And the other side. So you really feel the standing legs working very hard to stabilise you. So good strong standing leg. And take a breath in, bring the hands to the side and bring that knee up, letting the foot dangle. Check the pelvis is tilting slightly back, you tall through the chest. And then drop the toe down, toe tap, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, out behind you, and if you can, you're going to get round to 5 o'clock. Lower the foot back down. We're going to do once more through to each side. Now this time, if you can, once you get to 7 o'clock, you're going to stay on that leg and come back through to midday. So we're going to try that. If it's too difficult, just go back and around, rest, and then come the other way around. Yeah? So you can have a rest in between if it's too tricky. Feet facing forwards. Breathing in, arms to the side. Going to bring that knee up. 12 o'clock. 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. And 4. 5. 6. And 7. Bringing it up. Back to 6 if you can manage it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12. And lower it back down. Give those feet a wiggle and a rest. The one you've been standing on will have really worked around here, so you should feel it. A bit of a shake about, whatever you need to do, change into the other leg. So you're going to shift that weight, standing leg. 12 o'clock, toe tap. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and if you you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now while you're up here, try and get to 1 o'clock. Bring it back, lower it down. So that's a clock face, toe tap, knee lift. Really good for strengthening the leg that you're standing on. Also working on mobility in the hip of the leg that's going around the clock. Okay, into Shibashi. Take a drink if you need one. You've all been working very hard if you've been keeping up with that. Hi Jill, another one on board. So nice to see everybody doing something positive on a stormy bank holiday. It's stormy here anyway. Okay, into Wuji. Feet facing forwards, hip bone distance apart. Slow that breathing down. You've been working hard. Now you're going to clear the mind. Close the eyes for a moment. Check through the body. Think about having equal weight through both feet. Slightly soften the knees. Little bit of a tilt back with the pelvis. Think long through the front of the body. Tall through the crown of the head. Shoulders are relaxed and down, arms hanging slightly open to the side of the body. Elbows relaxed. Hands, fingers, wrists relaxed. Make sure you're not grabbing with the bottom, so the bottom muscles are relaxed. Chin and jaw. Think about the eyes. Eyes are relaxed, no frowning. Slow in that breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. As always, if my breathing's too slow, practice the moves to match your own breathing. If my breathing's too fast, go a little bit slower. Work at your own pace. 70% effort. Make sure you keep those knees back behind the toes at all times. Stepping out to commence. So a good shoulder width apart, a little bit wider if you want to. Lift the toes up, spread them and lower them down so you're nice and firmly rooted to the ground. Sinking the pelvis down, dropping at the knees. Going to take a breath in as we come up through the legs, bringing the hands up. And out, lowering it down. Breathing in. And out. So we're going to do a 6 breath set. And out. First move is commence. Straightening up. And I've lost count. I think that was 5. So do one more. And okay, broadening one's chest, breathing in. Arms coming wide. Breathing out. And in. So those of you that come for the Shibashi, this is the main event. Breathing out. Working those legs as you straighten up on the in-breath. Breathing out, you're lowering down. That's only a little lower. Breathing in. Make sure you're keeping your balance. As you lower down, still equal weight through both feet. And out. One more. Changing the move, dancing with rainbows. You're going to sink into a knee as you turn to the side. Breathing in and out. Shifting the weight from one side to the other. And out. Now your arms might feel a little bit more tired than usual if you did the whole warm-up and the balance work with me. Because they've already had quite a workout being held out straight to help you balance. Head's moving from side to side. Breathing in. Eyes follow that active hand as it comes across. And then you turn the head to the side to pick up the other hand. Breathing out. And in. Top hands coming to rest above the front of the crown of the head. And out. One more, I think. Breathing in. Dancing with rainbows. Breathing out. Take an in breath. Bring the arms back to the centre. Then out breath as you lower down, circling arms, breathing in and out. Straightening up on that in breath, lowering the arms down on the out breath. Four, so we got two more. Breathing in, straightening up. Breathing out, lowering down. And breathing out. As you lower down, turn the hands palm up to the front. Twist waist, swinging arm. So you're going to drop an arm back as you reach forward with the other one. Breathing in, arm comes up and over past the ear. Turn back to centre for that out breath. And in. And out. So you're straightening up, thinking tall as you take that in breath to the side. And lowering back down on the out breath. Last two. You reach forward, reach nice and long so you get a good stretch across the body. Breathing out. And in. And out. Change the moves. So soft at the knees, hands facing back. Breath in, coming up. And lower those hands down on the out breath. Rowing a boat, breathing in, out, double check, equal weight through both feet, you're not favouring one leg over the other, out. Four, I think, isn't it? Two more. Breathing in. And out. Last one. Taking a breath in. And out. Okay, release the hands. You're going to lift up the right heel, right hand palm up, reaching across the body. taking a breath in. And then out, lowering back down. Holding a ball, scooping that ball up on the in-breath. Heel up, both heels if you can manage it. Breathing out. Breathing in. At least one heel coming up. If you can, bring that heel up on the standing leg too. And out. Breathing in. So eyes are focusing on that active hand. Head's just moving left to right. So your eyes lower as the hand disappears. Then they pick up the palm of the other hand. Breathing in. Lowering down. Breathing out. Last one. Breathing in. And out. Lowering down. Now you're going to take both hands across the body as you carry on that in breath. And then breathe out as you come back through centre. So we've done holding a ball. Breathing in. And out. You're now carrying the moon. Breathing in. Carry that moon looking back under the top armpit. Breathing out. And in. And out. Breathing in. And out. Last one. In breath. And out. As you get to the centre, take a breath in. Straighten up through the body. Carry on turning. Elbows into the side. Twist waist, push palm. Breathe out. Push the heel of the hand away. Breathe in to pull it back to centre. Breathing out. And in. Now remember, you're not fully straightening this arm, so keep that elbow soft. Breathing out. And in. Now as we do the last two, double check. The arms coming out from the shoulder, not reaching across the body, that it's the body turning. So as we turn to the other side, pushing out, keeping the arm level with the shoulder. Breathing in to pull it back. Right, we're going to just push out to this side. We change to playing with clouds. You're going to bring the hand in closer to the face, bottom hand around the tummy area, and then take a breath in as you turn to the side. Arms change places, and you breathe out as you turn to the other side. Playing with clouds, breathing in. Top elbows leading the way. Eyes focused on the palm of the top hand. Breathing out. The top hand's about 2 fists distance from the face. Bottom hand about a fist distance from the body. So slightly closer. Breathing in. Alright, whichever way you were, that was an out. Now we've gone in. Check those thumbs are down. And out. And try to keep that forearm parallel to the ground. So if it's difficult for the shoulder, bring the arm lower. And still gaze towards the palm of that top hand. Okay, to the side now. So whichever side you've ended up, you're going to drop the arms down, take the foot half a step forward and turn it. Going out over this knee now. Raising the back heel. Breathing in as the arms come up. Lowering the heel, raising the front toes. Breathing out. So, scooping the sea. And reaching up to the sky. Follow where the hands are going with those eyes. So your eyes follow the hands up, and then they're looking at them as they drift out to the sides. Breathing in. And out. Now keep this movement as small as you need to. Last one. Double checking that when you bring those toes up, you're not locking the knee out. So as you breathe out, you're going to step the foot back so it's facing forwards again. Turn to the other side. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. Concentrating on the balance. Heel comes up on the in-breath. Lower the heel, raise the toes on the out-breath. Really working that standing leg. Breathing in. And out. Scoop in the sea. Reaching up to the sky. Okay, stay in this side. We're going into playing with waves. So you're going to bring the heels of the hands up on the in-breath. Then push them away on the out-breath. Breathing in. And out. Try not to speed up too much on this move. It's very tempting. Bringing the hands back, changing sides. Straightening that foot and turning out with the other one. Breathing out. And in. Concentrating on your balance. Sorry, that's our garden room groaning, not me. Right, we'll push the hands away, turn the palms to face us, stay in this side. Breathing in, arms come wide. Breathing out, reach forward, spreading wings. Breathing in. And out. Now remember to keep those hands relaxed. Thumbs relaxed. And as you reach forward, only to shoulder width apart with those hands. They don't need to meet each other. So think at least a 12-inch ruler as the minimum distance between those hands. Changing sides. Breathing in, coming out wide. Stepping back and turning to the other side. Breathing out and in. You need to lower the arms slightly. If it's feeling a bit shouldery, make sure you're relaxing through those shoulders. Last one. Coming back to center, straightening the feet up, slightly lowering, double check the pelvis position, elbows into the sides, fists facing up. Breathe out to punch away. Breathe in to pull it back. And out. And in. It's coming out at shoulder height if you can. And keeping that elbow joint relaxed and soft so you're not fully extending the arm. But good, strong, powerful arms. Last one. And in. Release the hands to the side, flying like a wild goose. So little fingers to the front of the thighs, coming up onto the toes. Breathing in, hands coming up. Breathing out, slow lower back down. I'll just move back a little bit. So hands don't do this in front of you, just rest them there. Breathing in, hands coming up. And breathing out, lowering back down. So as you lower down, you're in a down position with soft knees, pelvis back. Breathing in, straightening up through those legs. Breathing out, lowering down. And make sure that you're trying to get both feet to touch the ground at the same time. Breathing out. 2 more. Take a breath in. And out. Lowering down. If you're not coming up very high, don't worry about it. Just lift the weight off the back of those feet. Lowering down. Both hands now, palms facing. You're going to circle round. Smaller movement first. Keeping the head facing forwards. Breathing in. And out. If you can, head goes with you. Breathing in. Up and around. Breathing out. In from 3 o'clock through to 9 o'clock. And then out. At the bottom, we're going to change direction. So you give the arms a little swing and in breath the other way around. And out. Moving from the waist if you're doing this movement. One more round. Coming back up to centre. Bouncing a ball. So you should be good at this because we practiced a bit earlier. This time, remember, it's opposite hand to foot. So you take a breath in, knee comes up, hand comes up. Breath out for the other leg. That's one breath. If you need to, just raise the toes. In breath, out breath. If you can, get a heel lift in on that standing leg. Breathing in, lift and lower. Breathing out, lift and lower. Two more breaths. Breathing out. One more. Feet facing forwards, flat to the ground. Press palms, breathing in. And out. Pulling those hands up on the in-breath. And out. those knees back behind the toes. Last breath, breathing in and out. Gonna step back, hands into soft prayer position, down the centre of the body, and then relaxing onto the lower dantians, just below your tummy button. Relax those hands, close the eyes. Take some long, deep breaths in and out. Think about how your body feels. Equally balanced through both sides of the body. Knees are soft, pelvis is slightly tipping backwards. Don't over exaggerate it, it's just a little motion back. Tall through the front of the chest, tall through the crown of the head. Shoulders are relaxed and down. Buttocks are relaxed. Jaws relaxed. Slowly breathing. Feeling the tummy expand on the in-breath. Squeezing that air out from the pelvic floor muscles through the stomach muscles till you've squeezed all that air out. Then as you breathe in, let all the muscles relax, feel the tummy expand. And open your eyes, back in the room. Thank you for joining in with me today. Give those hands a really good rub. Proper rub so that you can feel the warmth on those hands, and then you're going to rub your face all over the face, in and around, behind the ears, back of the neck. If you haven't got big earrings in, give those ears a little tug. Tug down from the top through to the bottom, into the scalp. Rub of the scalp. And then you're going to tap down the outside of both arms. Then tap up the inside. Good, firm, strong taps. Then from the outside of the legs, buttocks, all the way down to the ankles if you can get there. And up the inside, tapping right the way up. Then we'll wipe outside arms, inside arms. Then wipe the outside of the legs. Again, down to the ankles, don't skimp. And the inside. And that's it, done for the bank holiday. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're not getting blown away wherever you are. Oh, hi Pauline. Didn't see you pop in. Yeah. So if you have trouble with the videos in the live Facebook, try and play it back once it's all uploaded rather than live, and you might find you get on better. Pop over to YouTube and check me out there. It's exactly the same video, so you're not missing anything by going over there. And you can play it through your telly, so you can see me bigger if you need to. Thank you, Jane. Hope you and Cliff are all right up there. Yeah, so hopefully the hall's going to reopen on the 17th. I'm waiting to see the government announcements, but it's looking likely we'll be able to restart some classes back in the hall after then. So I presume the 17th is a Monday. I haven't checked, to be honest. I will be doing a soft a relaunch, so it will be quite quiet, small numbers, whoever feels comfortable to come back. And then we'll judge the classes from that. So I'll also film the second class, as always, up at the hall, so that you can join in if you're not able to come back yet or not confident to come back yet. But hopefully we're not too far away from being properly sorted out. The more important thing on the horizon is it's my birthday next month, and it's a big one. So yeah, looking forward to that, trying to plan some fun things to do, and I'll keep you posted on what's happening then. But have a good week. Don't forget to vote on Thursday. I should be out at Great Elm polling station. I'm not expecting a very busy day, to be honest. It's only the police and commissioner one here, but some areas will have local elections where you can vote for your parish or town councillors. So yeah, do remember to vote. If you've got a postal, make sure you get it sorted. If you don't get it posted in time or don't trust posting it, you can drop that off at your polling station, and it's treated exactly the same way. We will have screens up in Mendip, and lots of masks. You can bring your own pen or pencil. You don't have to use one that's provided. So yeah, it should be as safe as possible. And most people coming in will have already had both jabs. Mavis is now clawing the sofa, so I'm going to go and tell her off. And have a lovely week, and I'll see you all soon. So lots of love from me, and stay safe. Practice that balance.